Hey guys, it's Carlos from Empty Pockets, and today we're doing another upgrade on the Can-Am. Today what we're doing is some rock lights, something that I'm really excited about because I've been wanting to install some rock lights into on the Can-Am, and luckily Devin from Manrock reached out, asked if I was interested in doing an install video for him, and here we are. So in this video, we are going to be doing three things: unboxing, which I haven't even taken a look what comes in the box. So we're gonna do an unboxing, installation, and my first impression, all right? So we're gonna move on into the unboxing. One thing, I am affiliated with Manrock. They did send me a discount code. It's MTP, so when you check out, type that in, and you'll get 20% off. But let's go ahead and see what comes in the box. Let's start the unboxing. Here we go. Let's see what we got in here. All right, what comes included? See here, got little connectors, zip ties. I always love when they provide zip ties. Instructions. It does change colors, so I didn't know that, but the rock lights do change colors. They're pretty beefy, so that's awesome. The hardware here, and then so the next challenge is going to be where are we going to mount this. So okay, my trick with removing the seats. So I undo the harness, as you can see here in the video. Once I undo that, I lift the seat cover, and there's those 4 screws there. I undo those 4 screws. The next thing, this is the biggest tip, is that you can see that I cut a slit on the seat here, so I could slide the rail down, and then now I can just pull the seat off. To remove the panels, I start from the back of the vehicle and move forward, because as you can see, they overlap. The panels overlap. And these are the blue clips that you have to be careful with to make sure that you don't lose them. So when you pull back, sometimes those clips will stay in there. Also, I'm pointing out there is a tab there that you'll have to pull the plastic down. So when you pull forward towards you, just make sure you pull straight, and then you're gonna have to push the panel down a little bit. As you can see here, I like to leave them in order,
careful with the tabs down
just because to make it easier when you're installing them.
On this one here, just careful with this tab here. Don't pull, you're gonna have to push down, okay? Just take your time, you'll see it.
I do have the rugged radio center console. I do need to remove it because we're going to be running the wires, the 2 front rock lights. Those wires have to come from the front.
Okay.
Hey guys, so I'm done with the installation. I'm back in the office editing the video, and I noticed there's a lot of steps that I missed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something a little different. Now that everything's installed, I think it's gonna be best if I walk you through what I did versus doing the step-by-step. So let's start in the driver's side.
So the first light that I installed was the one on the driver's side. I realized that putting it back here was the best placement. As you saw in the intro that I told you, location is key. So I placed it in here. Now we do have a clip here that we have to remove, okay? The clip was kind of a challenge, but you could go ahead and remove it with a flat screwdriver. It does have some teeth, so it made it kind of tricky. Once you remove this, you're able to get a little bit of room here to play with. Now, there is one other clip that is the one right here, and it's the same style. It has that teeth. Oh, let me remove this. Has that teeth, and it has like a little plastic washer that comes with that clip. Once you remove that, then you have all this play. As you can see, I got the screws here, one there, and just remember, this is the little lip that you got to put back in there once you're done. Now, in order to install this back clip, you got to remove this screw right here, I hope the camera's capturing that. Yes. The screw right here. And the reason why is because now you have play here where you could stick your hand underneath. Where you could stick your hand underneath and put the clip back on. I haven't done that. That's why you see this little orange tape. This is kind of my little trick, that once you put the orange tape, that means there's something that you have to go back and do there. Same thing to this on this side. As you saw in the example, I put it here on the fender flare. And you could see the light wasn't the best option. So anyways, this was the best option for the light. And I went back and put it here, same step. As you can tell, this is still loose, it's loose here. So that's for the front. I'll get back to the wiring in a little bit. Now let's move to the back. As you can see here in the back, same thing, I got orange here. And the reason why is because I have the toolbox that goes up here that I have to remove. And in order to remove my toolbox, I had to remove this shield here. And so that's still loose. But the position I did was both sides are gonna be the same. We'll go down here. So as you can see, I got the light here, right? Ran the light here and drilled, and you'll see that I have 2 screws here, very minimal, so they're not gonna interfere with my toolbox. And I have 2 on the other side because they're in the same spot, okay? Now here, I ran the wire up the pole, right? And as you can see, hopefully you can see up there, the zip tie's still not tight, but I did that as an anchor point. Ran the wire down, okay? Ran the wire down, and then I did the same thing. I fed an HDMI cable from in here, fed the HDMI cable going outwards, grabbed it and hooked it to the wire, and then pulled the wire through. Now, you'll see in one of the videos there, on one of my B-rolls, that this cable here that you see here, wasn't long enough. So I ran into a problem that it was way too short. So luckily, because I just put this battery jump post, I have a hole right here, and I was able to feed this through the hole. And then now everything connects perfectly. Everything has its distance, and it shouldn't have any interference when I go ahead and cover this, okay? Now, one thing to keep in mind, you're removing, I started from the rear and moved forward because they overlap. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna reverse the steps. You're gonna start with the panels up here and start placing all those panels. Oh, there goes my pilot. See ya, pilot. All right, it got kind of dark, but I still want to run the wires. Here, I'm just gonna push this HDMI cable until it goes through, and I could see it on the other side. So here, I went ahead and used some painter's tape just to secure the cables to the HDMI cable, and then just went to the other side and give it a nice little touch.
Oh, that would look mean, baby.
Give you a little preview of how the lights look here. It looks pretty good. I feel like the video doesn't do it justice. I really like how these lights came out. Excuse the fan there. But one of the things that I wanted to show you is that this thing has an app. Okay? Has an app. You're able to switch the colors. Oh, that's not even as bright. That's like, it's not the brightest level. As you can see here, I'm gonna go brighter. You could dim them, as you can see here. They'll dim. Hold on, CJ. You're able to change the color, and it's pretty instant. The lights are pretty instant. Standard. Okay, this is the color that I normally run. However, this blue is pretty cool as well. Now, you're able to also
the lights are able to go with the beat of the music. Now the only thing is that these songs are the only ones that are like downloaded onto my phone, because nowadays, you know, you have Apple Music, which isn't a problem. What I found is that, let's go over to Apple Music, right? So we're in Apple Music, we're gonna listen to Big Dogs here, right? So you're gonna listen to Big Dogs, right? So I got the speaker back there, okay? And now you go back to your app and you go to, what is this called? Tape. Go to tape and it works. It goes with the song. And that's kind of, I'll give it to you right now, hold on. And that's kind of the workaround right now. No, of course, I'm gonna get an app. Notification. So that's kind of the workaround right now that I found, just because the music, it just doesn't work with the music because I don't have a lot of music downloaded onto my phone. So I normally just run it on the color. I don't really run it to the music. This is CJ here, who is super excited about the rock lights. And so we really like them, right, CJ?
Yeah.
We like it? Yeah. All right, guys, I'm wrapping up on this project. I haven't put all the interior back, but I want to show you one thing before we wrap this up. One thing I just want to show you is where I connected the cables. If you want constant power, here's the ground. Obviously, you just need the ground. This is the power here in the middle if you want constant power. If you want to go to the accessories, so only the lights are only on while the vehicle is on, then you'll go to this bottom power bar here. As you can see, just keep an eye on the indicator. I'll make this look nice, but the indicator, as you can see, the car is off and I have power here. So just make sure you keep an eye on that. I want to be fully transparent with you guys. These lights have met my expectation. They're really nice. I'm happy with them. You saw CJ. CJ's super pumped about them. So go ahead. I'll put all the link in the description. Take a look. Don't forget the MDP at the end if you're checking out, so you can get that 20% off. Until next time, we'll see you on the next project.